Just a little time. No, your addiction's not a crime. It's just a small part of who you want to become in the end. When the snow is on her mind, rows and lines in the haze of your fixation. We all crave for you, we all crave, and you can kill the wildest thing. When you murder, it's a sin. In the midst of your conviction, we all crave for you, we all crave.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Collegiate Star League's Spring Playoffs, round 32, second half of it. My name is Reed Rapid Melton, and of course, joining me once again is Joshua Fekez Quest. And man, Fekez, after that game one, looked a little bit of a rough start for Waterloo, and they brought it back.
Yeah, they played to their team comp, which was pretty much just, don't lose until you win, which sounds ridiculous, but they had a Vayne and they had a Kindred on their team, which only gets stronger. And actually, you're seeing the reaction ban right now from UCSD, taking out Kindred away from Sherb. He made a huge impact once it got past about the 20-minute mark, because he didn't really gank that often, but when he got that Devour up to about 20, started making a huge impact in the game, and then just kept snowballing it from there.
Hey man, yeah, snowballs, once they start to roll, it gets pretty cold pretty quickly.
That's true.
Factually, yes. But here we go. In game number 2, we're going to see that Kindred ban. No surprises there. I think the biggest thing to watch out for is going to be, how you counter that carry lineup. So I don't think we need a Vayne ban, but what we might need to see is, a different matchup top lane. That Shen versus Kayle. I mean, it took 40 minutes, and finally Kayle was able to pick up the win. But it shouldn't take you 40 minutes to do that. So you're going to need a different matchup up there. Not sure if this means a Shen ban, but that Kindred taken off the board is definitely a great idea there. So we swap sides, UCSD now on the blue, Waterloo, of course, swapping over to the red side.
And there's so many picks you could take in the top lane, and I say this almost every week, almost twice a week, because we usually cast two best of threes a week. I really like Collegiate games because of their niche picks. Sometimes it's just not a good idea. Kayle is a great pick, but there's just so many other really good picks you could play in the top lane that were wide open, Fiora being one of them. I don't think Fiora was banned last game. That was a fine pick. Got a little bit of a nerf, I believe.
Yeah, there's a couple of different nerfs. One, you can't build Titanic Hydra anymore. Two, Ravenous Hydra isn't that great anymore. And while Tiamat's still a great item, I actually love the changes to Tiamat. It's really concise, really sort of just really well contained, all in its own item. It gives you the wave clear. It's pretty cheap now. But Fiora did get hit a little bit. She now deals only, I think, 2% instead of 3% of target's max HP and true damage for popping vitals. Yeah. It's just not quite as strong as it once was. And whenever any champion gets nerfed, maybe it's not really that big a nerf, but what it does is it means that maybe those other champions you haven't been playing because that champion was strong, well, now they get to come back into competitive play. They were hovering over Urgot. That's one champion that actually got a big buff to his ultimate. Still not quite making it back in there, but
yeah, you're still putting yourself in the enemy position when you use that thing, so it's still kind of risky to use the hyperkinetic position reverser.
Hey man, I'm surprised you remember that. It's always fun to cast Urgot games. Kind of like casting Heimerdinger games for this, XP3 phosphorus.
That's what it is.
Well, now we've got a Poppy. Poppy's ability names are pretty easy to see, and even though Poppy herself got a few nerfs a while back, still just as strong. Once you get low, you're not taking as much damage. You get so many resistances. You're still really strong, so no surprise there. And no surprise to see this Braum Gragas locked in for Waterloo. Just going back to the beefy stuff and keeping that in a good spot. Stealing the Gragas away from UCSD. So I think that's really a good pick to prioritize specifically versus them.
Yeah, no, but I mean, there's no reason not to pick up the Gragas. It was it's taken away from the Dogman Pirate, who, yeah, he was fantastic on Gragas last game. He he pretty much carried UCSD into that mid game. Just couldn't carry them into the late game, but still did a great job during the laning phase. So sure, gonna take that one away. Knowing his Kindred is banned, now Dogman Pyre has to go on to an alternative jungler, maybe Elise. Azula is hovering over the Elise. Bard being hovered over. Wouldn't mind seeing a Bard in the bot lane by XPFC. I thought he did a decent job as Trundle during the laning phase, but didn't make as much of an impact later on, considering you had a fed Sherb on Kindred who could just hop over your pillar. This time, going with the Bard, and that is going to be Elise in the jungle.
Yeah, I approve of the Elise pick. I think it does really well against Gragas specifically. One thing, if you're really good on Elise, you can actually let your Spiderlings tank the body slam hit if he comes in on you, so you don't actually take any of that damage. It takes some micro, but just one cool thing there. I want to see Kha'Zix come back, man. He's got some buffs. He got a sick new skin.
I've seen him in some high elo solo queue.
Bring it back, man.
Yeah.
I miss that guy. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be seeing Kha'Zix. He's really feast or famine right now. He either just goes off and kills everyone, and I think that's inherent in the isolation mechanic. But if any broke, don't fix it. We're seeing Shen coming back here again. Lake picking that one up, and I don't think there's any big surprise there. You run the Shen and the Vayne together, and that's a combo that worked very, very well for Platoon. However, I would hope that we could see a stronger early lane phase from Waterloo this game, because that was definitely a big weak spot. So we'll get a chance to see that. The Cho'Gath just got some buffs of his own. Unfortunately, also another literally feast or famine champion, because when you die, you lose your feast stacks, and that's it's a pretty big hit to take if you're all the way stacked up on that. So you do get a lot more health back now, or a lot more max health off of your feast stacks. So hey man, that's pretty cool. And it's great against these high mobility champions like Vayne. You silence them, they can't move, and they generally have some problems with that. So also Orianna. Okay, so here we go. That might be the pick to lock in. I'm not really sure you have a really good ball delivery system to get that ball into the back line. And as an Orianna, I'm questioning how you're supposed to deal damage to like the Shen, Gragas, Braum. So you might need a little bit more damage there. Also, another very low damage, low sustained damage champion is Jhin that's been locked in. So there's not a lot of damage on UCSD. If everything goes well, then, I mean, yeah, sure. Maybe they can blow up Vayne, but how do you kill Shen, Gragas, Braum with that lineup? I don't know, man.
I can't necessarily answer that, but what I do think they're going for with the Orianna as far as ball delivery system, of course, you do have Poppy a little bit to get in there, but don't forget, you have Tempered Fate that can lock everyone down and get the ball in position.
That is very true.
And set it up. That's actually a really good combination I've seen a few times pull off. And if anything, at least gets flashes almost immediately. So as long as you don't mistime the Shockwave and pop that before the Tempered Fate goes off, it's a really good combination for Orianna.
All right, well, that's going to do it for both sides. The victor into Orianna, I mean, we've seen that matchup a million times. It's not really a big mystery to see that. At least what I'm looking forward to seeing is once again going to be this top lane matchup. It's going to be Shen now versus Poppy, and while this time around it's sort of tank versus tank, so it's not really that exciting. It's going to be a lot more even than just seeing Kayle versus Shen, because Lake kind of ran away with that matchup in game one. Looking forward to seeing it this time, seeing if maybe it's a little bit more even this time around.
And Poppy's kind of like Kayle, except you don't have a divine intervention, but there's still you still won't die.
Poppy is kind of like Kayle,
and the fact that she doesn't die whenever you.
Okay.
I was making a divine intervention joke. Poppy's annoying to deal with.
It's a little bit of a stretch.
Totally a stretch.
One's an angel, the other's a Smurf. I don't know, man.
Smurf?
Poppy is
They're
actually
called Yordles, sir.
Dude, look at technically Poppy is a Megling, okay? But I think Meglings got exterminated when the lore changed, so maybe she's a Yordle now. I don't know.
She's certainly not a Smurf. In fact, I think that's copyrighted.
Dude, she literally looks like a Smurf, man. Right. I even forget the female Smurf's name. I have no idea.
Smurfette.
Oh yeah, that one. Can you tell I actually never watched that show?
I can tell you don't have a childhood.
Oh man, trust me. I've spent the rest of my adult life going back and watching some good old like Road Rovers, Samurai Pizza Cats, man. I gotta make up for that lost childhood.
You ever watch those Biker Mice and Mars? I used to have a Dr. Limburger action figure.
Okay, you gotta stop before we head too far down memory lane here. But
It's a good lane.
we are actually about to head into game number 2 when we finish our loading time. So while we finish loading into the game, do you want to send it over to a quick commercial break? But not before we give a quick shout out to our sponsors. You can see them right up there on the stream. Of course, big fans of all of them. Of course, we are sponsored by Twitch, which is where you're watching us right now. The largest streaming platform for video games out there, so big fan of them for helping promote and sponsor us. Brain Gear as well. If you want to kick your brain into gear when you're playing video games and level up your game, make sure to check out Brain Gear and see if they are what you are looking for. And if you're in the market for some high-end gaming laptops, gaming, just hardware in general, check out the Asus Republic of Gamers. They definitely know what you guys are looking for, and I'm super excited to be heading to DreamHack for the CSL Finals. Thanks, the guys at Asus ROG. So hit them up on Twitter at Asus_ROG. Let them know how awesome they are. Of course, you guys are awesome too for sticking around. So certainly thanks for tuning in. And yeah, we're going to see you guys here in just a few minutes, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back with game number 2. The CSL playoffs continue right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we are once again, back together forever, no matter how long from now until the end of time.
Well, one can only hope.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the dream, right? But here we are in game number 2 between Waterloo and UCSD, and
Look at this team coordination from both sides. They're like, I'm going to copy the other team.
I know, right?
They don't even know it.
UCSD were just UCS in game number 1, but thanks to having been given that last letter of their name, they're all together here in game number 1. And man, Waterloo kind of stuck it to them towards the end. They did not capitalize or shut down the Vayne hard enough, and eventually, you give that Vayne 40 minutes, doesn't matter if she has no kills. She's finally going to be able to come back and stick it to you. So Platoon back on it again with the Vayne. hopefully not reprising that early game because that was not looking good. So we'll compare that. Also got to compare the top lane matchup, which is actually going to be something we have to wait to see because we do have those nasty, pesky lane swaps coming out again.
So I was pointing out, I think Platoon may have a little bit easier time in these lane swaps, and we're going to have a quick, more accelerated laning phase. And he actually thrived after laning phase last game because he just stayed in lane and farmed. There was really no end to laning phase for him for like 30 minutes. He just kept farming until he was extremely strong. And if you can accelerate the laning phase and just let him hang back at a tier 2 turret, he actually might be able to accelerate his own laning phase and get into the game maybe at 20 minutes this time around. Maybe.
That's a dream, right? 20 minutes instead of 40 minutes sounds good to me. Well, there's no Devourer jungles this time around. We're probably going to have ability power built at least early on by Sherb, going for that Runic Echoes. Of course, on the other end, Dogman Pirate should be going for the same build, but let's take a look down here on our horizontal jungling. We see invades on both sides for those red buffs. But interestingly enough, you'll actually notice that, Wraith Camp already gone here if we turn off the Fog of War. Whereas for UCSD, or Waterloo rather, they are able to both take the Wraith Camp and now the red buff as well. Not going for the Krugs here, just trying to go take down this turret as quickly as possible.
Platoon just took 2 turret shots in the bot lane, but he doesn't have to worry because UCSD is showing 4 strong in the top lane. Like you said, going to be taking down this turret as fast as possible is what you do in these lane swaps. Just try to rush these turrets, get your team global gold as fast as possible. And yeah, we've mentioned it before, accelerate this laning phase. And it looks like UCSD more than likely get their turret taken down first, especially considering Waterloo.
What's Sherb up to?
Sherb is not, he's not helping push this turret, which means Waterloo may actually fall behind during this.
Yeah, so they're going to be behind an entire wave, but they will get this gank off in the mid lane.
Just got a flash, though.
They did force through the slash. Maybe that helps the 1v1 matchup, but it's certainly not going to help the team matchup overall, because this bottom turret is only half health, and it's because the wave didn't get like frozen and built up before they got shoved into the turret. So now they're actually going to be 2 whole waves behind, and that might result in them losing their second tier turret. Yeah,
they're going to keep pushing. There is a teleport on Lake. There's a teleport on Automobile as well. No one is using their teleport to go defend that turret. So the second tier turret half health down, and looks like they may just wait for another wave. Or at least it looks like C Maxi and XPFC is. Oh no, they're not. Never mind. Make me eat my words. Now they're all backing off. All right. Well, still damage under that turret.
Yeah, just chilling. Now that we have finished the early part of the game, we're going to see Rift Herald be done there, and overall just not a little bit behind there. Finally, in 5 minutes, this turret will fall in the bottom lane, but definitely behind schedule, and yeah, you're going to need to see that rotation happen really quickly in order for Waterloo to keep up with everything.
Automobile, he has a ward placed out, so a very nicely placed ward. So he's going to be able to spot UCSD coming down from the Rift Herald, which they just took. So the objective control definitely going over to UCSD. They got the first tier turret in the top lane and half of the health, almost half of the health in the second tier turret top lane, and as well as they got the Rift Herald. So yeah, they're a very nice start for UCSD. Waterloo, like I said, they definitely played it slow, but we'll see if they can come back from that one. They didn't even decide to get Dragon. That's another peculiar thing.
Yeah, you can go for early dragons if you know that your opponents are, stuck on the other side of the map or are continuing their pushes there. A little bit of a pause coming out here, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that.
Just a little bit of one.
Yeah, well, hopefully a small pause here. Give us time to take a break and take a look at what's going on here. So, a couple of things to talk about. We had a slower turret takedown by Waterloo, and while that was a bad thing, Vayne did get a huge CS lead, which is kind of confusing. What is that, 15 CS ahead, and a BF sword instead of a pickaxe. So I mean, that just right there should show you maybe it's not always all bad when you're slower at taking down turrets. Of course, the counterpoint to that is that Poppy does have a little bit of an advantage over Shen when they finally do see that 1v1 matchup, but that's not going to happen for a while because currently Poppy is on a secret agent mission into the enemy jungle. See how well that works out now that we are 3-2-1 back into the game.
So yeah, not too long of a pause, and yeah, it looks like Zinbei is just trying to steal as much farm as possible from Sherb, because it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get a gank off on the mid lane. There is a ward still there, so Zinbei is going to be spotted out. Actually did not even get any
yeah, he's just helping him jungle at this point. I don't know, man.
That's a little bit of a display there.
Yeah, he could have actually just stayed top lane and at least got experience from the minions dying. Because experience range is actually huge, and now he actually walked into the worst possible spot, because now not only is Gragas going to collapse on this, but you're going to have a huge minion wave, and this is going to be a 3v1. I don't know, man. Gonna get stopped there. Probably okay, yeah, but forced to flash away from that turret. Not a good rotation there by Ixinbei.
But this is still a big win for UCSD. They are able to keep a lot of Waterloo in the top lane, specifically Sherb, who's going to be doing the ganking, and they still have this Rift Herald buff on the bot side. They ended up taking a turret. It's going to be answered back, but with the Rift Herald buff, they might do a little bit of damage to the bot inner turret of Waterloo. So trying to even up the amount of damage they did onto the top inner turret. Let's see. And they're actually 3 strong in the bot lane. They may be able to just... I don't know, they can't take it because it looks like the Victor Automobile driving his way over to the bot side. And
well, actually,
XPFC
is going to be able to usher him away. Jin did get buffed to his turret taking ability. Now he mini crits the turret, but it's still Jin terrible 80 carry at taking turrets.
He's like reload.
Yeah, plus it's like a 2.5 second reload timer, and you have a fixed attack speed, so you can't even attack the turret more quickly. It's not super great at that. And then plus you haven't built up a ton of AD, just not gonna work out.
Well, what is working out though? Let's check this out. UCSD, they've been just a few steps ahead of Waterloo this entire time. They're able to secure the Rift Herald and now the Dragon.
Oh no, Ixinbei hit a minion instead of body slamming Platoon into the wall there, so not ideal. Could have definitely put some damage down, but
to Waterloo's credit, they did even up that turret damage now.
They do, and they've stopped losing objectives or waves across the map. Ixinbei also in a good lane, which is probably the first time he's found himself in one of those all game long. But he continues to take this silver bolt damage from Platoon over and over again. That's not going to keep you in that lane very long.
No, it's not. See Maxi though, thinking his way, or actually I guess he is already there, to the inner top lane turret. Going to defend that one. Still awkward here. Azula maybe run into a trap here. It looks like it is. There's a flash, but it did not hit, but neither did the shockwave. So misplaced on both sides. Nobody lost. Nobody really won there either.
And
so
Sherb was only level 5, so he didn't have the explosive cask to knock Azula into Automobile for his big explosion of damage there too. He's level 7. Chaos Storm currently does... what is that? 184 damage just off the initial burst, and then of course the same back over time. But curious to see the blue buff handed over to Ixinbei. I'm not sure if Azula just couldn't make it over there, but I don't know.
This game has gone on kind of weird, so it's really hard to tell. But Platoon, he does get cocooned. He gets taken or locked down by C Maxi. And First Blood does go over to the Dog Vampire.
Like that CC combo, just playing Cocoon into Jin CC into you got Poppy, Bard, just not a good day to be Vayne, and history repeating itself here as Platoon gets taken down again very early on.
Yeah, it's just been again, he's not placing himself very properly. Doesn't have a turret up there, cannot fall back to anything. And you only have 1 condemn and 3 people come and gank you, you're kind of in trouble, bro. But Jun Hyung, and he's not level 6, so he can't even throw down a Glacial Fissure either, so very bad position for him. And now it's 4 men strong in the top lane for UCSD. They're going to try to take out this top inner turret and pull ahead in the gold lead right now. But
oh my gosh, that big crit!
Yeah, big crit coming out from Platoon with the 3rd proc of the Silver Bolts, and Lake is up there with the Stand United, and now Platoon, he's not touched. He's actually getting exactly what he wants in this game. this team fight, I should say. 2 kills out of that one, a double kill. But it looks like Dogman Pirate gonna go in on to Sherb. Sherb now has an explosive cast, and there's Azula, has the ball on Dogman Pirate. But Platoon is there, picks up the kill. That's an unofficial triple kill. Can he get the
Oh, the flash out play!
Very nice flash outplay by Azula, but 2 double kills going over to Platoon.
Oof.
Not like the last game.
Yeah, okay, so golf clap for Azula. You made the outplay happen. You got that one. But, man, just decimation across the entire rift there. Platoon started to put up some big numbers. And after that one death, I was like, hey, man, you know, it's the same Platoon that we saw last game. He's like, shut up. I'm picking up these double kills, man. 2 in a row, 4 kills on that vein. And, yeah, not the same anymore. Although Bardol just barely...
Is anyone there to follow it, though? Platoon actually dashes, or tumbles, I should say, into...
Oh my god!
Picks up a kill onto XPFC. Platoon.
Apologies, headphone users out there, but that was a little bit of damage. And he's even chasing Ixinbei into his own jungle. It's like when Vayne plays go right. That's what's happening right here.
Yeah, Platoon playing a little bit different of a game this time around.
He even steals away the big raptor from Orianna, man. Oh. Insult to injury being added here.
Sounds like Rapid's having a little bit too much fun.
I'm just saying, man. Platoon's having a little bit too much fun.
Oh, yeah,
5 1 Vayne. And look at that CS advantage, too. He's up, what, 25 CS? Pretty good. If you ask me, Waterloo coming out much, much stronger here in Game 2.
Yeah, and you are the color caster, so I definitely would ask you, and yeah, it's no lie saying that Platoon, he's having a lot better start than last game. So what is Waterloo going to do to capitalize on it, though? They're still even in turrets. They are down a Dragon. Dragon is going to be up in a minute 20 seconds, though. It might be theirs to take this time around. Stand United is not up yet, but the teleport is from Lake. In fact, actually, I think whenever the Dragon comes up, Stand United will be up anyway. So could be a big contention spot for Waterloo if they decide to go for it. A lot of damage coming out from Automobile. He is very powerful right now, even with just 99 CS. He only has 1 assist on his side, but doing a lot of damage to Azula.
Azula is gonna have his work cut out for him, and I was thinking, okay, why is Orianna being picked? Orianna actually got some pretty nice early game buffs. Command attack now has much lower mana cost, so you can actually just move your ball with much more freedom than you had before, which means your positional and your harass game in lane a lot stronger. However, against Victor, who's just going to AFK wave clear that out, it's really kind of a non-factor. And while we said, you know, top lane Lake completely, you know, winning out his matchup versus Ixinbei, this time around it's the exact same thing. I thought the champion change was going to change that. It didn't. Lake still up, what, 25 CS in that matchup. He hasn't even been in that 1v1 matchup for most of the game. Now that he is in it, just zero pressure out there. He's already got his Sunfire cape ahead of Ixinbei, and he's just continuing to shove him in. But, oh man, we got some action down here in the bottom jungle.
Oh my gosh, Automobile chunking out the Dogman Pirate. So whatever jungle attempt was going to be had by Dogman Pirate, it is shoved out by a combo from Automobile. Very nicely played. And now, look at Waterloo. They have the advantage in the bot lane, may be able to pick up an inner bot lane turret here.
Well, Platoon did tank 2 turret shots there, and doesn't want to stick around.
As I was talking about it too.
Yeah.
Nice Platoon. Nice. Way to make
like
me
Fekka's trying to make you look all big, and it's like, oh, let me walk under the turret real fast. But Dragon is the logical conclusion. You shove out the lane, and then just retreat back to the Dragon. It hasn't been cleared for wards. There is that ward right in the back, so you can see it is visible, but not a whole lot to do about that. Just gonna take it down. It's the first Dragon of the game going over to Waterloo.
So yeah, they were able to pick up that objective. That's really no surprise. They do have the big map pressure in their lead with a bot lane being shoved in by Platoon. And it looks like Automobile, he does have the blue buff, so he's able to pretty much endlessly clear these waves, but you know, with the Athene's Unholy Grail on Azula, clear some waves pretty quickly himself as well. And yeah, you were talking about Lake being pretty far ahead of Ixinbei. No surprise, Ixinbei, he's played against Lake so far, like once before as Shin. We've seen how awesome, well, I guess how, what am I trying to say, adept at Shin Lake is. He knows exactly what to do. He's been doing very well, out farming him even in this lane swap, and it's carrying into this game as well. So very nice pickup by Lake playing Shin twice. He's gonna try to make it a try to not make it a third time, I guess, considering Waterloo picked up the first game in this best of 3. Dogman Pirate trying to clear out his own little own jungle here because it's being invaded quite heavily. There's nice ward placements by UCSD, but also nice ward placements by Waterloo.
Yeah, a lot of pink wards down here. 3 on just the bottom of the map alone. Dogman Pirate, where's that juke? No, it's not good enough.
Yeah, there is no juke, but there is a Stand United and a Gravity Field. Azula may be going down here. There's no May about it. Lake actually picking up that kill. Dogman Pirate repelled out of danger, but...
Ixin Bay is going in. He's like, all right, man, let's make this happen. Nope, just kidding.
Nice explosive cast by Sherb, knocking Ixin Bay back into the team. Jun Young there to pick up the kill. And now Dogman Pirate trying to do what he can underneath his turret, but gets taunted and gets deleted. Automobile picking up that kill, and that's going to be Waterloo's mid-game, or mid-turret being taking down UCSD's turret.
UCSD just walking in one by one, just really questionable. First, Azula goes down in the 1v2, then a 1v3 death for Ixin Bay, then another 1v3 death for Dogman Pirate. I don't know what's up with that. Meanwhile, Platoon just like walks in.
Curtain call time.
Yeah,
nice block by Lake, though.
He's not going to die to it, though. I wish it zoomed out in spectator mode. That'd be sick. Unfortunately, the technology isn't quite there, so... not, yeah, not going to see that, but I don't know, man. Platoon, you put him by himself, and he's going to go do crazy stuff like, you know, walking under turrets, almost dying to that CC there.
He's a turret by himself in the bot lane, so he's still doing something pretty phenomenal for his team. But yeah, still needs to work on his positioning every now and then, though.
Well, he's still crushing the game right now. He's 5-1 Infinity Edge static shift. It's a little bit of an old school Vayne build, but we have seen that he definitely does enjoy the additional damage a little bit more. So he's probably still going to go in that Bloodthirster next. I remember when Vaynes used to go Bloodthirster first because of the way that Tumble worked. But
oh, yeah.
Well, plus it used to be just like, oh no, what?
Oh, big flash coming out, but there's the automobile getting deleted.
I don't know about that cocoon, but
well, I mean, something worked there.
Shockwaves are shockwaves, man. You're gonna get the damage down anyway. Teleport in here on the turret. Turret will still fall, but a taunt's good.
Nice taunt, and the explosive cast goes down. Doesn't really do too much in the effect there, though. And Jun Young gets it locked down. Is he going to be taken down, though? There's a nice Tempered Fate stopping his escape. Who's going to pick up the kill? It's Dogman Pirate, but a big taunt by Lake, and now Platoon is in the area. And that's who you have to watch out for. Ixin Bay, he's all by himself. Cocoon misses onto Platoon, so does the stun, or the root, I guess, from Maxby.
Oh, no, the outplay, you got to kite!
The outplay is not going to happen there, but Victor actually able to pick up a kill onto C-Max-Z. I think I called him Z-Max Bay.
These cocoons are just all over the place. I'm not sure about that for the Dogman Pirate.
You could say they're hit or miss rapid.
I'm trying to envision what a Dogman Pirate would look like, and it just looks like something very, very questionable. Much like the pathing there, Automobile 5 just comes in, runs over the spider, as automobiles are wont to do. So no big surprises there, but that's the third kill of the game for Automobile, and even though Platoon did die, it was not without picking up a kill, so still putting up the numbers on the scoreboard. 6, 2, and 2, and now 40. CS ahead, let's make it 35 to be accurate, over C-Maxi.
Yeah, Platoon's still doing a great job positioning himself, and you're asking what the Dogman Pirate would be. I actually thought he was only a Nasus or Gangplank main. I didn't know how his name came about. I figured that was it, but it's played the Fat Man and the Spider in these games, so that's a theory out the door, which is probably best because I don't think Nasus is appropriate in the jungle right now.
I don't know about inappropriate. It's just there's stuff that does a whole lot better. Things like Gragas, like Elise. But even though Elise this game, Dogman Pirate 3-3 and 3, the cocoons are just not where you need to be at this stage in the game. We've seen so many great opportunities where just hitting those cocoons would have been so good. Shockwave does land, no damage off of it though.
Tempered Fate. Yeah, from the.
Oh, that stun is actually huge though. Knocking Jin all over the place. He does go. He's flashed on.
Flash and taunt. Blake, very well played. And now Sherb gonna go on a magical journey through the magical journey onto XPFC. Who's gonna pick up that kill? It's gonna be Platoon out of nowhere. Because why not? He needs more kills on his side. So Xinbei, only one defending this mid inhibitor turret.
Oh, Poppy.
Yeah, there's a flash from Xinbei. He's gonna get out. Looks like, or is he? Platoon. Can't really tell with him. He's a wild card right now.
He's all over the place there.
Yeah.
Xinbei looking to pop some people backwards. Misses on the Poppy ultimate. Keeper's verdict is not guilty, apparently, as they are going to stick around. That's the first inhibitor of the game, taken down at 21 minutes for Waterloo.
Yeah, they're taking a huge command of this game way quicker than they did last game. 21 minutes in, and they already have one inhibitor, one dragon, 7 turrets, and 15 kills. They are 9K up on their enemy team right now, so doing a great job. Hold on, Lake, Sherb, need to be careful. The health bars are high on UCSD for now. XPFC gets chunked out quite a bit, but don't want to overstay your welcome if you're Waterloo. You need to take your advantages and go. And actually, they're going to just back off and take the second, their second dragon of the game. Just continue the lead that they have.
Big difference between a lot of the lanes there. You can see night and day difference between the 80 carries. That those early double kills for Platoon just really kind of skyrocketed him, and he, 7-2 versus 0-3. We saw that exact situation in game 1, but in reverse, and you can see how big a deal that's going to make. You're also seeing big discrepancies in the top lane. 20 CS difference, 307 versus 1, 2, and 4. Mid lane, the bigger than just the comparison between the two mid laners is that Orianna just doesn't deal any damage. You look 2 Spirit Visages on the top and jungle, and lots of magic resistance to go around. Now big Bard ultimate, but can they find any kills?
Yeah, there's a flash glacial fissure from Junhyung. But yeah, the Bard ultimate, the Temper Fate was definitely defensive. It did hit Sherb, which was probably who you want to hit, considering he has his explosive cask up, was not able to throw that out. That probably saved his team, and now UCSD trying to regroup. Blake pushing the bot lane turret. He's not the biggest turret pusher. I guess he can push turrets kind of, but he's not going to be doing too much damage to it by himself. But he is drawing the attention of Xinbei to the bot side. That could be all he needs to do. Considering Stand United is up, he can transport to the top lane at any moment.
Nice job there by Cenax to use his captive audience, which I believe are those lotus flowers. No idea in what way lotus flowers make you a captive audience. Maybe they're just that pretty.
They are.
If I were a spell, Fekez, you could name me captive audience for that same reason. But now it's Baron time for Waterloo. They are on it, and it does not look like it stands much of a chance, but they're peeling off. I think the biggest thing that they want to support is this Shen split push. It's going to be a Nexus turret, or a base turret for sure, and with a inhibitor down in the mid lane, disengaging from the Baron, not committing to that, not forcing that fight, just saying, hey, we can continue to draw you out and keep the rest of UCSD from being able to deal with the minions in the mid lane or the split push bottom, and right back on Baron they go.
And Stand United is still up, so the entire time Lake has the advantage right now, and he can teleport back down once the team fights are done if he needs to. The Nexus turret is almost down. A nice Tempered Fate onto Baron and Sure, but there's the Stand United coming out, and Zula gets destroyed before the Shockwave is able to complete. And now Platoon, he's unleashed, he's on fire, picks up a double kill, picks up a triple kill through the magical journey. That was not a very magical journey for XPFC. Very nicely played by Platoon.
Platoon killed a penguin. He literally shot him dead in penguin form. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. Penguin hunting, not super great. I don't know, maybe Eskimos can make it happen. But, oh, nice dodge on the Keeper's verdict. Automobile just coming in, mowing kids over. There's the ace, and something tells me this game is not going to last very much longer. You have 1 inhibitor, 2 inhibitors, and I don't even think they're going to bother with the third inhibitor. They're just going to go ahead and flash onto the Nexus turrets. They're not going to last very much longer. We got the Manor teleports coming in, but with all these respawns and Junhyun dropping down.
Yeah, the death timers are still pretty low. Sherb does not have explosive cast. There is a shockwave onto Automobile. There's no power behind the shockwaves, though. They can just auto-attack this Nexus, and they are going to. Waterloo 2-0s UCSD to go on to round of 16 and to keep on the road of DreamHack.
And there you go. That's going to do it for our games tonight. A 2-0 victory. Like you said, Fekez for Waterloo in dominant fashion. They're going to come out and take the win. And that's going to do it for tonight's games. But don't forget, there's more CSL action out there. So if you guys are looking for all of that information, you can head on over to our website at cstarleague.com. There you can find information on every esport, every team, every roster, every player. It's all over there. C-Star League is the place to get all of that. And of course, if you're looking for more CSL action, if you want to check out more of the C-Star League, you can check out the rest of our CSL broadcasts. We've got StarCraft 2 and Hearthstone back in action on Tuesdays and Thursdays on C-Star League 2. And if you're into CSGO, that's on Wednesdays on C-Star League 2. Of course, there is Dota 2 right here on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. So 6 p.m. PST, check out C-Star League, and that's where the action's going to go out. You can also check us out on social media, on Twitter and Facebook. Twitter at C-Star League, Facebook.com/Collegiate Star League is the place to check all of that out. And of course, we could not do any of this without our sponsors, so one final shout out. Now, the guys at Brain Gear, Twitch, and Asus, Republic of Gamers, we want to definitely thank them for making this possible, so definitely a big fan there. Of course, a big fan of all of you guys for coming out and tuning in tonight. If you have any questions or comments for either of us as casters, we'd love to hear from you. So make sure to head on over to Twitter and let us know what you thought about tonight's games. You can follow me on Twitter at RapidCasting, and of course my fellow co-caster at Fekez. I'm not even
gonna try to spell it again.
No, man. I learned my lesson last time.
Don't worry, at PHEQES, I put it in the chat there. It also has Rapid's Twitter there, so thank you for that little Twitch bot.
Anytime, good guy Twitch bot. And of course, good guy Twitch viewers, thanks for coming out and tuning in tonight. We love you and hope to see you again on Monday for more CSL action. In the meantime, hope you guys have a great evening. Like all good things, this much to come to an end. So have a good night. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on Monday.